Are you ready to amplify your voice and grow your business or a personal brand? Imagine reaching thousands of listeners, sharing your passion and making an impact, all through your very own podcast. Join our upcoming workshop, Podcasting 101, designed just for you. Whether you're a budding entrepreneur, a seasoned professional, or just passionate about sharing your own story, we will equip you with all the tools that you need to start your podcasting journey. Don't miss out. Visit passionatepearls.com/workshops and do secure your spot today. That's passionatepearls.com/workshops. Let's make your voice heard. Do you feel like you're meant for more? That deep within you, there is a passion waiting to define your life's work? Are you ready to make an impact, embrace a mission, and live without regrets? If you believe there is a transformative power within you, eager to be unlocked, then I invite you to join me, Pranali, on the Passionate Pulse podcast Bootstrap Banter series. Together, we'll uncover the secrets to discovering your true passion and making the decisive leap to follow your calling. This podcast is more than just a source of inspiration. It's a toolkit for unlocking your potential and igniting the passion that propels you towards the life that you have always dreamed of. Tune into Passionate Pulse podcast Bootstrap Banter series and let's embark on this journey of passion and purpose together. Namaskar, welcome to this solo podcast series of Passionate Pulse podcast, and it's known as Bootstrap Banter series. In this Bootstrap Banter series, we discuss a lot of startup fundas that every individual in their own side hustle can absolutely implement. And that's where this series makes it very special for me, because those are all the fundas that I'm discussing with you all right now. I'm also the one who is implementing for building my own Passionate Pulse platform, a platform to empower passionate hearts to start their own side hustle through their passion power. Well, yes, if you have a passion, you can absolutely start your own side hustle. How? What not? That's what we're going to dive into deep and take this a small bootstrap course for yourself. Well, let's not waste the time and discuss about keep it simple, a KISS. This episode is going to discuss about a KISS principle. Not that KISS, but keep it simple and stupid to follow through. So why this is important to keep it simple and stupid to follow through? If you have a passion, what happens is you will open up a lot of fronts. So I first would like to see here how we can make this process work for you. If you are a passionate heart and you have a passion to do something, let's say you have a 9 to 5 job that's ongoing and you are very passionate about, let me put it as a simple example. Let's say you're very passionate about cooking. What to do with the cooking? Can I start a cooking vlog? Can I start some sharing small tips? And then can I build something around it? Absolutely. Well, you can absolutely build anything from your passion and then work at it as a startup structure. Now, what are that startup 101 fundas that you can implement? Say that a cooking passion to elevate further. Let me tell you one small example about one successful entrepreneur who absolutely make it big with this passion that she had within her. And she's one entrepreneur from India. Well, it's my own aunt story that I'm actually narrating to you, and I'm so proud to narrate her story that from zero to $1 million business she established, started at the age of 45 when she realized that, oh, I'm so good at cooking, and everybody used to come and ask her, hey, can I get some special dish from you whenever you're cooking? And that's how it started. And there is one lady that just came over and say, hey, you're so good at cooking. You're so good at cooking for 100 people at a go. Why don't you do something about it? And she said, what can I do about it? Maybe you want to start a food truck and see how it works. Maybe you want to start some meats from your home and see whether this is going further and just see whether this is clicking. And that's how she started. She started with a very structural idea of just giving home meals on weekends. Well, and I'm talking about the story about my aunt here, who actually started this way, just cooking on the weekends, sharing some special meals that she would cook for her family and the same meal that she would cook in ample of amount and take the pre-orders for those food and then shell out that kind of meals to them. It started at a very simple process. Back then, there were no WhatsApp, there were no phones, the cell phones to connect even. But it was through pen and paper with the actual telephoning or somebody just knocking the door and providing one order to her on Friday evening basis have started. And then she realized, oh my God, this is really working. People are like demanding, and then I'm just not good enough to serve this all by myself. And I really need a team to be built. So she started looking like, how I can build my team and at an affordable cost. So she picked up a couple of needy women, and then along with them, she literally boosted up to taking a food truck as a first jump that we can say. And this jump didn't happen immediately, but after a certain amount of experiments, some of them failed, some of them succeeded. From there, she designed her own menu, which is for sure short a sale booster. So, in order for you to work on your passion, to come out with an experiment, you have to understand that you will be failing at certain stages. But how you convert these failures to your learning is what that matters. So in this, the real life story that I mentioned, that she literally curated the menu based on what is going most, for which particular item I have most demands pouring in, and then from there to engineering the recipes that can scale up and still provide the same taste. It's a lot of engineering that goes behind if you have to scale up and still maintain the same taste for the food. Or for example, you have anything where you are building your prototype, and that prototype, that this is my a sure short secret ingredient prototype that's gonna work. Then you have to know how to scale up at a way where it still retains its value, it still caters the most, and the performance wise and how you can efficiently cater it is what your job is. So to start with, start dumping all your passion ideas that you think reside within you. So just dump all the type of ideas. For example, you're good at dancing, you're good at writing, maybe you're good at content creation, maybe you're good at photography. Just go from there and start dumping all the ideas and pin it down. It's kind of creating a visual board for yourself by just dumping the ideas. One entire week, you just want to keep dumping your passions, like, what goes where. You don't know where it's going to lead, but, you want to take one of your passions so seriously. And just dump all your ideas, and from there, just see which particular words are very prominently showing up for yourself in that particular dump board. Well, you can have a dump board absolutely working on your notepads. If you're a stick-it person, just stick it. I mean, the post-it that you can stick it. It's a stick-its. So those are the stick-its you can use and, fill up your board for visualization. Or you're a person like me who feels writing as well as, using some of the softwares can literally boost your performance. So I use a lot of effective softwares that actually helps me visualize in a much better way. There are a couple of ones that I can suggest. One is a Creately and one is a Notion. In order to find out what those boards are, I'm putting a link in the description box that you can grab and, try experimenting out with those platforms. If you are hearing this over the radio, go ahead and tune into passionatepulse.com and just download the cheat sheet that discuss about some of the platforms that you can use for your creativity boost. So go over to those softwares and just, start dumping your ideas as if you're writing the stick-its on one of the project board that you want to create. Maybe you want to create a Kanban board and just start dumping the ideas, and then come back a week after and see if you can start lumping those ideas, like, literally segregate some of the prominent words in the buckets and say that this is my bucket of outdoor passions, this is my bucket for indoor passions, or this is my bucket for my home decor passions, or, whatever that you want to, what number of ideas that you're coming out, just start clustering from there. Once you start clustering those ideas, at the same time, do one more thing. Cluster those ideas, go ahead and validate within your circle. Just go ahead and just knock your friend's door and check with him or her. Hey, I think I'm good at this particular places. What do you think? Or, go ahead and find out where you are good at volunteering. where most volunteering calls that you're receiving? Is it something in an area where people are asking you to write something for themselves? Is it an area where people want you to come and organize few things? Is it some area where people are, picking your brain for strategic type of a things? Or is it some area where, people are actually asking you to be on the ground to handle people and, address them, usher with them, or I don't know if you're the person who is at a back end doing wonderful organizations for people to flourish upfront. So just find out the areas where you will be like most likely getting calls either for your family and friends parties. Hey, can you handle this particular part of my party? Or hey, can you handle this particular part? I'm hosting certain events or I'm hosting some professional event, but I just need volunteers in these areas. Can you help me build some slide deck? Can you help me build some articles? Can you help me with, my social media content? Whatever that is, just start dumping those ideas, lumping them out, and validate with your friends and family that do you think that if I started my job as a social media manager, what do you think my chances are for succeeding at it? What do you think if I help out creating some people the organized way of creating their event? What happens like if I go ahead and design their badges? Do you think that just designing the badge is my expertise? Just start from that very small idea, which is something that you have done it in the past, you're still in demand, and you have to pick it up as a new skill today. Then you are going to feel the immense joy to learn and get expert at it. And every day, whatever efforts that you have to put to become expert at it, you're ready to do so. So if that's an idea, then it's time for a jump. And let me tell you one more principle that I follow through, and I think that's a principle that every individual should follow. Whenever you're jumping at some idea, unless you have dumped the ideas, lumped the ideas, and validated those ideas, either with your peers, either with your friends and families, and with yourself. And apart from doing that, when you visualize that this particular act, you're going to do 365 days constantly without failing at it, in the sense, without saying that I'm bored to do that, then that's the right way to jump at it and take up your own project. Well, initial project for yourself, for your friends and families, for your extended circle, wherever that you get an opportunity, even to volunteer for that matter, try out your hands, get your hands dirty with those jobs, be it a volunteering job, be it your friends and family helping hand out jobs. But do that, jump at it and see how this is working. Because there is every day of evaluation process that is gonna pump you up with this dump, lump, jump process. And that's where you're gonna put a structure at it and, get onto your productivity hacks. And then you're gonna get efficient at it and find out this is a particular passion, has a very big niche that I can deep dive and move forward to. So as I said, there are some productivity tools that you can absolutely use to put a structure around this. And for that, all you have to do is go to passionatepulse.com and then just, download the cheat sheets that are available for your productivity hacks. And read out those, find out those worksheets, get your worksheets handy and, work at it and see whether those are the ones that gonna help you. So talking about, after jumping and pumping up with your confidence, how you're going to solve certain problems and create a structured business around it. I would suggest to go forward with some of the projects that you have already done and then list down all the type of tasks that, need to happen in particular niche that you work. So let's take a simple example of your cooking passion that has come out and you have validated that idea, you have executed it, you have, experimented out, and now you're pump it up to, build a structure around it. But what you're really good at it? Are you good at really, really creating new recipes? Are you really good at following through the existing traditional type of a recipes and then still provide the same taste at a huge scale? Or are you good at innovating the fusion dishes through the inspired ideas? Just bring out three different niches and just focus on one of the niche. For example, you are good at following the exact traditional recipes, but at the same time, you're good at scaling them up. In the sense, you're very good at doing the back-end engineering of those recipes. So how you're doing the back-end engineering? Like you're cooking it, let's say for 4 people, 4 to 6 people, and it tastes awesome, but it tastes the same if you're gonna do it for 100 people. That means you have understood the formula of how to structure it out, those ingredients, what type of measurement that it has to work with. And then once you get an idea with the eye ballpark, you start adding the teaspoons, tablespoons, the cups, and whatever measurements. And if that's the case, you are very good at back-end engineering for the cooking. Anybody tells you the recipe, you're going to give them a formulated recipe as a back-end engineer, back-end cooking engineer. And then that's what most of the restaurant or the food industry is looking forward to, because many traditional style recipes are lacking that. And especially if you're a South Asian where there are so many ingredients are involved, it's very difficult for South Asian recipe owned restaurants to carry forward that same taste when they're scaling up. And that's what you're good at. So you're building a structure around it and saying that, hey, I'm very good at it and let me build something around it. That means you're going to simply start a simple website or a simple blog, for example. You don't even have to start a blog nowadays. Start a vlog that can help you come across on your social media. Maybe a simple Instagram post will do that says, this was the recipe, show the picture, and I curated it so that you can implement it for 100 people. If you're looking to scale up in your own traditional style recipes, or go and approach couple of food businesses, maybe they are food truck owners or maybe they are restaurants, and just see whether they need someone like that. Absolutely, there is a demand for it. But how you're creating a demand, that's a different story. For that, we need to find out your different marketing channels that opens up for you. But well, this is one example I wanted to provide up that can pump it up to create a business around it. If you are good at something, believe me or not, there is a business that exists. And let me remind you again, go to passionatepulse.com and there are some productivity hacks too, as well as there are some worksheets to download. Download them, work at it, dump, lump, and jump on your ideas and then pump it up with the structure that can take you ahead. But remember, KISS, keep it simple, stupid to follow through. So don't evaluate or, overjudge yourself. I'm very good at home decor or, creating my own space, a simple office space or any small space designing. Can I create anything out of it? I don't have interior decoration degrees or anything. Doesn't matter. You know why it doesn't matter? Because there is a concept called as professors by practice. Even in the universities like Harvard, Stanford, most of the business schools, as well as a lot of engineering schools, they have some degree called as professor by practices. Those are the professors who do not have masters or PhDs in the field that they are going to deliver the lectures or train their students or guide or mentor the people. But they are expert at it just because they have been doing or they have been working in that field. They have been master in their field by actually practicing the field. So you can always be the professor of practice in whichever field that you're good at. And from there, you can create a surrounding business around it. And there are, of course, when you have to start any small business or as a solopreneur, when you have to do it, there are a lot of side hustles that you would go through. But you have to put your foot forward to experiment out and see what can, make your life better. Again, let me guide you. Go to passionatepulse.com. Find out all the handles to follow me for your passion projects. Download those passion project completion guides or the productivity hack tools that can pump your passion project. So now let me come down after this whole ump up theory, how you really get down to some of the skills and coming down to one-liner mission statements. One-liner mission statements. First of all, why do I even need a one-liner mission statement when I'm just curating my passion project? Well, that's one motivation for you to make your passion visible to your own self. It is not to impress the world. Your mission statement should not be something which can become a tagline for all the people, but your mission statement can be a tagline to follow your individual passion every single day. And every single day that motivates you to learn all the nitty-gritties surrounding around your passion project area. Let's go back to the same example of cooking with passion, and you're very good at back-end engineering of those recipes which can absolutely scale and which can taste the same way for 4 to 6 people to 100 people. Your one-liner saying that a cooking back-end engineer to follow it is gonna make you a more profound sense, and it is the same thing that the conviction is gonna develop, because you're every single day any project traditional recipes to scale it up when it comes, you're gonna do that. And for that, at least you should have 10 recipes that you should be able to give it out. And how you're gonna give it out, what type of structure that you can build around, we will be sharing that in a next episode of Startup 101 Fundas of certain marketing hacks. But today, let's just focus on how you can develop your one-liner mission statements. Your one-liner mission statements that just talk about how, what, and to whom you are serving. Your one-liner mission statements to depict your purpose, what problems you are solving for, and to whom it is solving for. Oftentimes, the passionate people are struggling the most is at a place where they don't know what really a problem that they're solving for to create a startup. So one of the very important fact that we say is, developing your own one-liner or a mission statement. And it is to show up to yourself every single day to that passion that you want to go ahead. It's not to show it to the world that how cool is that mission statement looks like. Oh, my tagline can absolutely become viral and, people would just follow me because of the tagline. That's not true. The tagline you're developing is to show up to that passion every single day. And then that can become cool for yourself because that's where you have been driven to. It is your nights and weekends. It is your part-time or it is your full-time passion that you want to go ahead with full-fledged structure. So when the startup funda comes, that everyone would, tell you that there are 3 W's to follow. One is why, second is who, and the third is what. Why you want to do this? What is your real story, or, what connects you, what motivates you, what ignites you to move forward to do the certain things without looking at what results you're really gonna go with. Some people are driven with absolute mission to serve certain type of communities because they have been through the problems in that community that exists. For example, non-binary leaders. They have gone themselves through tremendous up and down mental issues, tremendous heaviness to come out and then disclose their true colors. Then those are the leaders are solving the community problem for the non-binaries and helping others to boost their confidence, to inspire them, to relate to their stories, and help them come out of their own shelf. So those are some of the non-binary leaders. Why they are serving the non-binary communities with so grit, so strength, and so much of commitment? It's because they have been through that. They have been through a lot of problems that only they could anticipate or they could relate to. Those leaders are serving the non-binary communities because they have gone through the immense problem, and they don't want others to go through the same problem. And that's the why that they are serving for. They are not really attached to the results. They are not really attached to the benefits as a part of it. They're not going to attach to the fame that they're going to gain. They're not going to attach to the monetary benefits or, certain promotions that they're going to get. They're not attached to the endorsement through which they can create a business around it. They're not worried about it, but they're more worried about how they can help others in the same boat and help them boost their confidence. That's a why that they're serving. Now, to whom they are serving? It is obvious they are serving their own community, which is non-binary. And what or how they are serving? They are just going in public, talking about the stories, gathering people like them, creating small meetups, and helping them understand their problems and telling them you're not alone in this boat, or they are creating workshops to help them boost their confidence, or creating certain structure around it for someone who is depressed and need to show up with their true colors. That's a business around it, but by addressing this why, who, and what. But let me also tell you, sometimes with your own passion project, you're not very clear on what and whom, but you're very clear on why. What is that why? That need not be something like, oh my God, I have crossed certain hurdles and that's where I have to solve it. But it can be a simple why. I have been connected to this particular passion and I enjoy this every day, no matter what I'm gonna get back. I will be enjoying it doing the particular job or doing a particular course or doing a particular task, and every single day I can show up to it. That's okay to have a why. Why do you really need to have your why? So that, the emotional stories are connected? Not necessary. Just because you can get a joy out of it, that is simple to have a why. But it is very important for whom. It's not possible to do something if there is no audience to receive it, and you cannot create a side hustle from it. You can follow through that passion, and unless you find out a particular niche to serve or a particular audience to serve or your target audience to tune to, you are really not gonna create a side hustle out of it. Now I'm creating this Passionate Pulse platform. I'm very sure that I am serving the passionate hearts who have immense amount of potential with them, but they're just not structured around it to find out how their nights and weekends can become a mission of their life and how they can synthesize their ideas to put a structure around it. Same way, you can find out your whom you really are serving. Let me go back and relate with a couple of examples that I shared along the journey. The cooking backend engineer, he or she is gonna serve the restaurants, the side hustlers like a food truck owners to scale up their traditional recipes. And that is a target market that they're gonna serve. They're gonna simply approach food truck owners who have started their side hustles, or they're simply gonna serve the weekend chefs who don't know how to scale it up when the demand for their food orders is increasing. So that is their target audience. Simply because you don't know your whom, you're losing a tremendous opportunity out of your passion. So although your why can be a very simple of finding a joy, very simple of relating to certain problems that you really want to solve and come out and help out that community, it is very important for whom you're serving. And my special advice for whom is, the smaller the target audience, the better it is. The larger the target audience or your diaspora of the audience is huge, you're gonna fail at it. So try to figure out only 50 heads that are gonna benefit from your passion, that are gonna benefit from your particular steps that you're putting a structure to, and give them as a prototype. That's where this what is gonna evolve. Creating a prototype of your executions and creating a prototype around your passion steps that you have taken along the journey. And creating the prototype is also very simple. For that, what I would suggest is, along the way, however experiments you have done, maybe by knowingly, maybe unknowingly, whatever experiments that you are doing out of your passion as your volunteering projects, as your home side projects, as your friends and family help projects, note those all the experiments down either on your simple notebook, stick-its, or the productivity tools like Notion, Creately, and other project management tools that you can grab from my sites, which is passionatepulse.com, and follow those productivity hacks tab and download those cheat sheets for yourself and experiment those and take their free versions and figure it out how you can start structuring around it. Once you start structuring around it, you will come out with 100 steps that you have followed through and that have really worked well. Out of that, there are failure experiments. For example, you tried something and that's not fitting well. You were good at executing something if given. And for example, you are very good at innovating a fusion recipes. You see certain traditional recipe and you can relate with, some other ingredients from the globe and how you can work out for some fusion tests to come out. You're very good at it. And you have tried multiple recipes to work, how they are testing, which type of people who really enjoy this type of a segment. If you are someone who have created a fusion from a Mexican and an Indian dishes, then whom you are gonna serve? Indian originated living in Mexico, Indian originated living in West Coast, Indian originated living in some other countries who are ready to experiment with different styles of a food. Then that's the whom you are serving. And in that area, let's say your 10 recipes you have tried out and you have seen that only 5 of them have a huge demand, then those are the 5 become your prototype. Those are the 5 become your signature dishes. If you're going to start out your weekend nights project, your weekend meals, your weekend meal service, your food truck service, or you're going to sell those recipes to these people who already have the businesses established and are aligned with the fusion line. You go and help them out and say, hey, I can provide you my secret ingredient recipe that's gonna kill your business, that's gonna bring you tremendous wealth. And as a part of it, I'm ready to trade off some royalty, some equity that you're gonna sell these particular dishes that, from this, I'm gonna keep 5% of the revenue, or identify the sales, or work out. There are a lot of ways to barter and collaborate and grow your passion from. But try hands out, start reaching out, step out of your comfort zone and see if that bootstrap banter is for you. But unless you do that, how will you know that there is a what prototype exists within you, there is a whom that you are serving, and there is a why, which is inner passion, or that you are serving, or inner purpose that has come from your experience, that has come from your life story, that has come from certain problems that you have overcome and now you are helping them. But these are like 3 essential things that you would have to think and put a structure around. But remember, keep it simple and stupid to follow through. First of all, being stupid is when you can actually bring your passions alive. And being simple is when you can start creating a structure around it. You don't want to overcomplicate a situation saying that right now I'm at a 0 stage and I'm gonna march a 1,000-step journey. Well, no. That's not gonna work. Right now I'm at a 0 step and I'm gonna just march a 5-step journey starting at my weekends, or starting at my evenings, or starting as a 20% of my entire year project. And that's where you'll stick it to. And create your one-liner that motivates you, that helps you visualize your audience, that helps you visualize your steps, that helps you visualize the impact that you're gonna make. You need not have to have a problem to solve in an industry to build a startup with your passion. It does exist for the startups. For example, if you're creating any tech software, of course you need to know what problem you're solving. You're building an app. For whom you're building app? What problem that app is going to solve? But think about an entertainment business. A simple problem that they're solving is keeping everyone happy, giving them a break from their whole 9 to 5, 45 hours a week where they are busy at and they just need a time to relax. Are you providing an experiment? Are you taking them on an emotional ride? That is a passion for the entertainment people, isn't it? Are they solving a real problem as such? No. That entertainment business is solving a momentarily problem of anyone's life. And that's okay too. You are good at music, solve that problem. Connect with the music enthusiast and see what special you can bring out for your audience to give them a fresh music? Can you curate the same music but in a different style? Or are you the someone who is composing a new music altogether? Just find out your expertise, align with that, and see a simple step that you can take. Right now, we live in an amazing, blessed internet era where there are immense platforms that somebody else have already built for us. And as a simple user, you can create immense amount of impact. You don't have to be good at everything, but you can be good at something and take a help from others who are good at the small niches where you want to blossom of your project and start a passion project right there. You need a marketing help. Find out who is good to help you with your side hustle at your budget. Get the marketing help. You're not good at putting structure around it. Find out certain workshops which can help you put that structure to your passion and start working at it. Go to thepassionatepulse.com and find out the workshops that can benefit you and work at it. Join my mission, join this platform and see where your passionate heart can lead to start your own side hustle. And you know what? This bootstrap need not have to succeed in 90 days of time, in 60 days of time, or 30 days of time that, a lot of people are actually boasting about. There is never a 90-day success period. It is always the curve that you're going to hit over the long period of time. That 90-day effect will only come when you have come out from roots that have undergrown so far and now they're ready to blossom. That's the 90-day period that you're going to look at. Don't fall for the tricks of 90-day productivity boost is going to happen. You have to absolutely give more than 90 days to fail at it, to learn from it, grow your roots stronger, and stick to your passion in spite of all of it to create your side hustle as a success summit after your roots have full-fledged grown underneath or underground. So that's the success formula that we're going to discuss. Otherwise, there is no success formula, or there are no successful people that I have seen saying that everything was really glorified journey for them in the weeks that they have taken up the challenges to build something. That's not going to happen. With the passion and purpose story, let me bring out again the Passionate Pulse podcast, some of the guest stories that I have curated on my Passionate Pulse podcast, where we inspire with the igniting tales of others, where somebody else have really built up their journey and now they are shining stars in the world. Let me go back to a couple of examples that are very near and dear to me. One is a Mansi Joshi, who is a para-athlete, who is a para-badminton player, and she's a world's #1 champion right now. I think this time she's playing in Paris for her next championship. But her story, her journey, I have personally witnessed, and that's where it is very near and dear to me. She was a software engineer. She was my sister's friend. They were working in the same company straight out of the colleges. And Mansi had immense love for the badminton. She used to play good as her hobby, or, she was good at it, but not so good at it to, take up a sports career. And one day she met with a horrible accident, and whatever things that have to go wrong at that point of time went wrong, and she had to absolutely lose her entire leg. She had to amputate her entire leg in order to survive. After that, she was learning her own baby steps, how to work with crutches, how to work with the aesthetic leg that she got it, and lot of things that, she was working at the same time. Fortunately, she had a software engineer job to pursue, so she was busy at it, but physically she was taking a lot of toll to relearn new things. And after that, one day she decided, she'll go ahead and just try out badminton sports again just to keep up her health. And she was doing that just to maintain her weight, that it should not outgrow, and try out certain experiments in the fitness areas. And she connected with the badminton because that was her passion, or, always a love for the sport. But she was not so good at to go for the championship at that point of time. But when she started taking this sports hobby back again, just to do her mental and physical fitness, she realized she's getting really good at it day by day. And one day came when she literally went and, played sports with people who are absolutely fit. And one day came where she went and did the badminton championship in her office tournament, where she was playing against physically fit people, and she won that championship. And when she simply casually put a post on the social media, because she was penning down her journey of starting with that accident, amputing the leg, and keeping up with the life. And a lot of people started joining her hands and, pouring her confidence. And that's where she took up that social media journey at a place where, it was giving her a pleasure and looking forward for her next day in her life. So when she just casually posted this, that, hey, I won the badminton championship and I cannot imagine, after losing the leg as well, I can still play and beat physically fit people. And that small post led her to people who were following her, who also had an amputated legs and looking forward to join with her and look up to the every single day motivation that they wanted from their own community people. And from there, some random message came to her saying that, hey, you are so good at it. Why don't you try your hands on the para badminton championship that's happening at so and so place? And you just have to go and try an audition. She went ahead with that. And through that, she realized, oh my God, this is working amazing for me. And that's how she joined. She took a serious training at it. And she came at a place where her evenings and weekends of para badminton training straight away move her to quit the job and become a para athlete. And now she is globally recognized person who is giving voice to a lot of para athletes, and at the same time she's a champion in her own field. So her long lasting passion for badminton really gave her a fame, but after a lot of downfalls that unfortunately she had to face. Now she's saying she's fortunate to meet with an accident, she's fortunate to give a purpose to her life, and she's fortunate to rediscover that her passion can become her mission. So don't worry if you're at a place where you're not shining through right now, but you can be at a place where you'll shine in future. Just stay at your passion. Just stay at your stories. Just recognize that your stories are very unique. Your experiences are very unique. And through that, you can definitely find a purpose to move ahead, to take that as a mission. Well, you are a passionate heart. You know that there is some passion lies within your heart. There are some skills you're very good at it. Don't waste your time. Go to passionatepulse.com and find out what's right for you. There are a lot of workshops that we are opening up just for the people like you to start their side hustle. One of them is coming up on 9th of July, 5 p.m. PST. It's a live webinar series that we are hosting for people who are looking forward to amplify their brands. It could be a business brand, it could be a personal brand, or it could be a passion project that they want to start through the podcasting, rediscover themselves, learn every single day. And podcasting is something where they want to try out. So we are teaching you in this particular workshop, we are equipping you with the right skills. You don't have to know anything. You don't have to have a really subject through which you're going to start. You don't have to have a business within you that, you have recognized and you're going to start. If you're curious and if you want to see whether this is going to work for me, check out the podcasting one-on-one workshop. And in this workshop, it's not just a workshop where you're going to just come and attend certain lectures, understand, oh, these are the skills that you require. These are the skills that you need to get expert at. These are some of the things that, you need to put together to create a podcast. But this is going to be a workshop with the 6 weeks of boot camp where after the workshop gets over, you're going to have certain homework to pursue for 6 weeks of time. You're going to seriously put an attempt at it and at least create a 10 minutes of podcasting episodes at the end of this 6 week. And the participants who are going to be very successful at it are going to get covered as a part of Passionate Pearls guest. And we're going to talk here about their journey, how they started, what really worked for them, how they streamlined their passion, how they worked at their niche, how they defined their target audience, and so much and so forth. So if you are curious about Podcasting 101 workshop, go ahead, log on to passionatepulse.com/workshop and see whether that is something you want to register and show up to that journey of 6 weeks of challenge followed with this workshop. And if you're someone who is looking forward to sponsor this workshop, you have some productivity tools that can help for the podcast. You have some business that can help with the podcast. We are looking forward to partner with you and just get qualified for the partnership. Write to us through feedback form, write to us to contact us form on the passionatepulse.com. Go to passionatepulse.com contact and just write to us whether you are interested for, partnering with us for this particular workshop, or go ahead and check out Become Our Sponsors page. Just fill up that small form and join our journey. Join with us. Give our participants a full-fledged services that they are looking forward to. Help this workshop to really create a productivity boost for someone, or help this workshop with an experiment that you want to bring on the table. So if you are someone who are looking to partner with us for this workshop, either you can go to passionatepulse.com and contact us form and fill up that, or simply give us a call at 341-209-0102. Simply give us a call at 341-209-0102 or write to info@passionatepulse.com and ask more information about partnerships and engagements there. If you are curious and looking forward to join this Podcasting 101 workshop, but you are so not sure whether from your side I can come out with a good podcast, or, I am someone who can really qualify for the podcast, I would suggest go and log on to Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, or whichever podcast medium that you are tuning into, Passionate Pulse Podcast, and listen to the Podcasting 101 episode that can really help you why you should do a podcast and how is what we are going to teach you in this particular workshop. So stay tuned, stay with your passion. Well, for the passionate hearts, there is so much opening up. And remember, we are creating this platform to empower a passionate heart just like you to start their own side hustles. As a part of this podcast, I am also opening up my podcasting journey. I am also opening up the platform that we are building. And as a part of that, there is a workshop series that's happening. There are more events that we are going to build just for the side hustlers. There are more people that we are bring on the stage so that, you understand how to start a side hustle, how to work in this particular area. There are experts, masters that will be coming onto this stage and discussing a particular niche to handle as well. Let me know what topic, what subjects you like to listen to as a part of a Bootstrap Banter series. Are you interested in the marketing tools to discuss on this podcast? Or are you interested in understanding the sales funnels to create? Are you looking forward to discuss about some of the productivity hacks that one can take? Or are you interested in handling your CPA issues? how to create simple LLCs, how to create a structure around your business and save your tax, or how to create a structure around it to put, if you are into the public business and you want to save your assets, save your family by exposing it to the public, how you want to work on it. Let me know what subjects you are looking forward to hear as a part of a Bootstrap Banter series. So till then, stay happy, stay passionate wherever you are, and don't forget to subscribe, share, like this Passionate Pulse podcast, and in this Bootstrap Banter series, what you will like to hear next. Do let me know. I read every single email. My email to reach out is pranali@passionatepulse.com. pranali@passionatepulse.com. Let me sign off. Until then, enjoy your rest of week. Don't forget to stay passionate. Bye-bye. Are you ready to amplify your voice and grow your business or a personal brand? Imagine reaching thousands of listeners, sharing your passion and making an impact, all through your very own podcast. Join our upcoming workshop, Podcasting 101, designed just for you. Whether you're a budding entrepreneur, a seasoned professional, or just passionate about sharing your own story, we will equip you with all the tools that you need to start your podcasting journey. Don't miss out. Visit passionatepulse.com/workshops and do secure your spot today. That's passionatepulse.com/workshops. Let's make your voice heard. Hello, Passionate Pulse listeners. Pranali here, your host. Are you a business owner looking to amplify your brand's reach? Or maybe you know an expert who deserves the mic? This is your moment. Advertise with us or recommend a fascinating guest for our podcast. Dial at 341-209-0102 and let's make your story roar. Passionate Pulse Podcast, where your tales ignite. Call us now at 341-209-0102. Let's champion the spirit of positive change together. Are you ready to amplify your voice and grow your business or a personal brand? Imagine reaching thousands of listeners, sharing your passion and making an impact, all through your very own podcast. Join our upcoming workshop, Podcasting 101, designed just for you. Whether you're a budding entrepreneur, a seasoned professional, or just passionate about sharing your own story, we will equip you with all the tools that you need to start your podcasting journey. Don't miss out. Visit passionatepulse.com/workshops and do secure your spot today. That's passionatepulse.com/workshops. Let's make your voice heard.